Sentire Media.
All right, we're back. Let's do it again.
All right.
Thank you so much for downloading our podcast from Italy. I'm Jason. To the left of me, Ashley. I start it the same way every time, I'm sure. Together we own, operate, run, and live at La Tavola Marche, a small agriturismo nestled in the foothills of the Apennine, near a town called Piobico, the middle of nowhere.
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome back.
Welcome back. We're back. Well, no, not back. Let's be honest. We'll never do this with any consistency. But it's been, I don't even know. I didn't even check.
I think like since July.
That sounds about right.
Let's take it back to August. It's September 30th.
Today is September 30th. It is a mild autumn day. We still have all the doors and windows open. I'm sitting here in a T-shirt, and it's actually not that bad.
No, it was gorgeous. Last night was Sunday. We were watching football outside. 18 degrees, a little fall breeze wind. It was really nice and super just enjoyable, pleasant weather.
Not summer, but the days are, if the wind doesn't blow, the days are warm. Mm-hmm. So it's nice. The garden's still producing. We're still getting tomatoes. In fact, we were going through last night, just going through picking just some of the little cherry ones or the gold ones, and looking around at all the others, and it's like, there's still so many tomatoes that we should really come through again. And
we probably jarred. We thought this year was going to be a bad year for things in the garden. It was a wet, slow start, weird weather patterns, big swings of temperature, and the tomatoes won't quit. We probably already jarred about 150 plus jars.
No more, because I gave Gaji 50.
Okay, so damn near 200.
Over 200.
And they're about kilo jars, most of them. So, oh my God. We thought this was going to be a bad year. I don't know.
The fruit, while it wasn't as abundant as in years past, the fruit was all really clean. When I say fruit, I mean tomatoes. It was all clean. It didn't have a lot of blemishes or not a lot of bug problems. I don't know.
No.
I wish I could tell you I'm
the freezer's full of cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, we can't freeze anymore,
or little
jar
tiny little
anymore.
Pomodorini.
I'm sick of jarring tomatoes. We put all the stuff away for jarring. I'm done. I just can't jar anymore. We've done frozen ones. I don't like sun-dried tomatoes, so we don't do sun-dried tomatoes. We started roasting them in the oven, high temperature with garlic and olive oil and salt, and the little ones, and then putting those into jars and pasteurizing that. But that's a lot of work, and it's kind of messy. You can only do a few a jar or two at a time, and it destroys your oven because you have all this olive oil and tomato stuff spitting as the tomatoes burst open. It's an oven wrecker. We
jarred tons of green beans, and there's more to go for that. The borlotti are coming better late than never. The pumpkins were a disaster.
The pumpkins. No, they weren't a disaster. They didn't do very well. We had the weather pattern was odd in the fact that the hot heat came on very early in June. So normally it's nice. May, June, it's nice. It's mild. And then July and August start ramping up the heat. This year, no, it just came.
Well, and I don't mean a disaster. I shouldn't have said pumpkins. I was thinking all the awesome squashes and I still think pumpkin, yeah. But that were eaten by...
Yeah. So while we didn't have a lot of pumpkins, and when I say pumpkin, we have 12 different types. They call everything here zucca. If it has that kind of big leaf to it, and it's rampicante, what does that mean?
Crawling.
They call it it's in the zucca family, the pumpkin family. So we had 10 or 12 different kinds. They were looking good. It wasn't like we had a pumpkin patch going on, but
it was starting to look good.
Starting to look good. And then the porcupines came, the Easter chicken. And my problem in the garden is not things getting over the fence, it's things getting under the fence. For some reason, the deer and anything that can jump doesn't really mess with my garden. Things that go under do. So the boar, the porcupines, the weasels, the
little tope mice and moles. Yeah.
All those guys love to come and check out my garden. So we try to bury the fence at least 20 centimeters under the ground, but in some spots they'll just try, and they're porcupine's a good size animal.
They're big out here.
They're big, and they'll dig under and kind of just kind of worm their way underneath. So all summer long, you just kind of walk the perimeter every once in a blue and see if you can see them, because you can see their tracks through the high grass, and you can see the little roads they make by tamping down the grain or whatever's in the field. And you try to reinforce those areas, but as it gets later in the year, you go down there a little bit less, and all of a sudden you come up one morning and you're like, what the hell happened? There was a bite taken out of every single pumpkin.
That is why they're sons of bitches. Not that you eat a whole one and you're like, all right, thanks, that was a good one. I've got my fill. A goddamn sample Schwargeborg, one out of each thing, just enough size so they're ruined. And these porks made like 4 holes in your
I think a whole
fence.
family came. So I've been battling them, and I'll fix the holes and put down stakes and put more earth around the bottom, and that'll work for a little while. And then, 4 days later, they'll either dig it through or find another spot. So I think we need I don't know. I'll research it for the winter. But every year it's something else.
We still need a night vision camera.
Yeah, I need a night. I want to put a because also the other night I got woken up at about 3:30 in the morning to the sound of what sounded like pigs fighting or dying. One or the two. And it sounded like they were in bed with us.
It was so close.
Next to our little house is 2 wild plum trees that the plums are not great. You can make like liquor with them or something like that. But if you go to eat them, they're very tart and the flesh is very firm. But they fall on the ground and they start fermenting and you smell them like you smell rotting fruit. And that attracts the boar. Well, I don't know how many there were, but it sounded like there were 100.
Jason goes out to check it out and makes some noise and is like, oh my God. And then you could just hear him running.
You hear him crashing down towards the
river.
And that's when it was like, oh, there's more than one. I'd make the noise, but it's just going to blow your ears out. Just think of what it sounds like. And they left big poops down by the chicken coop for me, like big, huge poop piles. It's like, oh my God. So we need a camera to see all this stuff. I want to see these boars.
I know it. I love that kind of stuff. You never know what's going on at night.
So every year it's something different. This year the porks got my pumpkins. Last year it was the moles. The moles got my peppers, and it is what it is. That's the life of the life of the countryside, I guess.
Should we stick with stuff going around the farmhouse, like the wood being delivered and what's going on with that?
Sure.
All right. How much did you get?
This year I got a ton of wood.
That's what I'm talking about.
A ton. So they were every 16 years they can go through a different area and fell the wood for the winter. Now you can't just, even if it's your land, you can't just go into your land and just start cutting down trees. Which is kind of nice. You contact the Forest Service, and they'll come out and do a survey, and they thin. So I don't know. It's like 3 in 1. Like, they'll pick one, and I don't know exactly how it works, but it's not clear cutting. So this year they did the field next to and behind the house, very close, and brought it all down about, I don't know, middle of September, beginning of September.
Right about, yeah.
Yep, and brought it over to the house. And this year I
was going to say, right about the time you were starting to get nervous.
Yeah, I was getting nervous because I didn't order the wood, and they're felling it next to Fusciani made a deal with some of these guys who go around and cut down trees. And I was worried because they cut it in the spring, and then they leave it to sit and cure and dry all summer long. And then normally during the summer, you'll see everyone pulling out the wood and stacking it. Well, no one came until first week of September.
And Fush just kept saying, yeah, it's good. You're taking care of it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. But I am worrying about it because I didn't order wood from anyone else. And
as you started asking around, getting nervous, most of the wood was sold.
Yes.
So it's like, oh my God, if this doesn't pull through, which this is Italy, so you never quite know, especially if you're not the one making the deal, if you will, and you're using a middleman. Yeah. And it's like, this is how we heat our house. This is really important. So we got to get this figured out. Jason
now, it's sitting there. I can every day while I drive by the field, I see it on the hill, and it's just laying there. So it was I called Foosh and I go, listen, I'll get up there. You bring your tractor over. I'll get up there and I'll load it up and we'll bring it out. I'll do it myself because this is a big deal. He's like, no, patience. And it's true. I still at 12 years in, you still have to be really patient and just I don't know, but I don't like gambling like that on something like heat.
True. But sure enough, 2 days later.
2 days later, the guys showed up. The great system for bringing it out. These bins that they attach to the front and the back of the tractor, and then
so the wood is stacked.
The wood is all stacked, and they hold it all together with simply 2 sticks on either side with a cheap nylon cord running through, and somehow this holds this giant bundle of wood from falling apart. It's absolutely amazing. Anyway, they brought it up all stacked, so I'm happy about that. But there is a ton, and it's long.
How much? Give people an idea.
27 cubic meters. I bought it. Normally, they sell it by the quintale or 100 kilos. So when you order wood, you don't buy it by volume usually like you do in North America. You buy it by weight. And normally we go through about 100 quintale or 10,000 kilos a winter. This year I got almost 140 quintale. So 14,000 something kilos. So I got a good bunch because I don't know, it was sitting there.
Oh my God. Some is good, more is better.
Well, it doesn't go bad.
No, but it's all long.
It's all long. So it's not chopped up. It's not ready to burn. It is in 1 meter, 40 centimeter long pieces, whether it's big, thick or sticks. It's all long. So
we got a project.
Yeah, I like it. I'll split wood all winter. Mm-hmm. It'll be good.
The pool is covered. It is, like we said, September 30th, so October is knocking on the door.
We were actually swimming 2 weeks ago.
I know. That's what I was going to say. This is, I think, one of the latest we've ever closed the pool. Yesterday, 2 days ago, there was a guest. Jason's like halfway draining the pool, finishing all the stuff. There's no beds even around it anymore. And one of the guests jumps in and I was like, hey, all right. I mean, it's going to be chilly, but enjoy, I guess. And she did. But I know it's just been so pleasant in that sense. Which also means the forecast of what we've been hearing is truffles.
Yeah, so we were in the woods 2 days ago looking for mushrooms with some of the guests, and there wasn't very many at all. But the word on the street is there are white truffles. Now, truffle season black truffles, I think the season opened in September, right?
Yeah.
White truffles you shouldn't be able to hunt for the white truffles till tomorrow. But yesterday there was cars everywhere, dogs everywhere. This morning at about 5:30, it was like our little dirt road turned into like a superstrada. It was crazy how many cars were out this morning.
And then I was like, 5:30ish, and we could see some light of a flashlight hit the side of our place and into our window and stuff. And it was like, what?
We're not used to
What's
it
going
yet.
on? And sure, Jason goes outside. Hey, who's here? And the guy's like, I'm a truffle hunter. And he goes, oh, okay. But it's, first of all, you're not even supposed to be doing that.
No, it's not open until tomorrow.
Not open till tomorrow. And even that, you're not supposed to do any of these dog things until there's light.
Yes. It was we were an hour from the sunrise.
Because we won't change our clocks until November 1st. So we still have a long month ahead where it's going to be dark.
It's going to be dark into the 7 o'clock hour, which I don't like at all.
No, it makes for a slow start. When all summer long, it's like you just bust out of bed, get jumping. By 7:30, you've gotten so much done. And here it is, 8 o'clock, and we're doing the podcast lingering.
Yeah. So so I think we caught you guys up. We with what was going on around the farmhouse. We were switching out all the winter stuff or summer stuff for the winter stuff, trying to put away all the winter or summer furniture.
Oh, we had an incredible harvest of onions this year.
Yeah, the onions always do well here. No matter what else goes on, the onions do great. I have hundreds and hundreds of kilos. I have made anything I can think of with onions. Onion gratinata with the breadcrumbs in the oven. French onion soup. Onion tart.
Recipe, please.
Just anything I could use with onions, giving them away right and left. We have so many.
I told you to hold back on that, though. I'm done with giving them away. I want to make sure we have them throughout the winter.
We have so many onions. I don't think we'll eat them, but they're delicious, and we grow 3 different kinds. We grow Tropea, which are the oblong, pointy red ones. We grow Dorata di Parma, which are the white ones, and then we call them the Croce di Beppe, the Beppe cross. Somehow the red ones and the white ones crossed and made a violet one. And
Beppe is the sweet old man who we used to start all. He's just recently retired this year, so we're now saving him too. But he would start all of our onions, and
he did a great job. The onions, the little baby onions that we would get, would be gorgeous,
stunning. Even this year, they're huge.
They were huge when we put them in. So Beppe is retired, and he taught me how to plant some of last year's onions, and then those will become male plants and make the little ball on top with the seeds, and that's what we did. And then you cut them off, dry the seeds, and we'll start the onions next. Well, he lives in Fano, so it's a lot warmer on the coast, so he can start seeds earlier.
Well, and just really quick, so once you pick the onions, we needed to pick them a little tiny bit early because we had a lot of rain coming. And so what we do is you pick all the onions, you pull them, and we leave them out on long tables to dry. You want the tops to dry out.
No green.
No green. And we have different years braided them and hung. But this year there were so many, and it's a lot easier and better storage for us if we wait for the tops to dry out completely, cut it back to, the tip of a thumb length above the onion itself, and then lay it in a flat apple crate kind of thing. Cool, one layer, cool, dark place, little air passing through, and
they'll last till New Year's usually. Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot easier storage for us because we don't have a good place to hang them.
We hung. One year we did it and hung them in the dining room, and there would
First of all, it looked hysterical and cool. It looked a little too much like the Olive Garden.
But you would be doing something, and all of a sudden you'd hear an onion just hit the table, and it's like, oh, that one slipped out of its braid, and we were afraid because these onions are big, could kill someone if you get hit in the head with an onion.
Yeah, a little concussion for sure, cooking class concussion. Jeez, so we try to keep it simple, but we've learned, and yeah. It's always difficult for us to preserve certain things over the winter that aren't jarred because we have dry storage issues.
All right, so that's what's going on around here now. Let's take you back to the summertime. Let's take you back. So this summer, Piobico had a great turnout for its Polenta Festival. It was really, really cool. Thousands of people this year. They do... around here, they do a Polenta Festival, usually the last weekend of August, the first weekend of September. Polenta in the copper cauldron. So it's a dry, almost think of lasagna, except take the pasta and replace it with polenta. Dry, firm polenta slices.
So they lay it out onto a table as it's wet, let it firm up, cut it with a string, and start making this kind of, two-layered polenta casserole.
Really, really good. Interesting to eat this really heavy, hot dish when it's just 1,000 degrees outside, but this year it was really good.
We were all so sweaty, too. It was so hot, and we're like, this is so good. This year it was excellent.
It was excellent. I think they changed the person who makes the sauce. It's all about the sauce because the polenta is always done by the same guys, and it's done in copper cauldrons over open fires, and they set up the little teepees and hang the copper pot and stir. It's really cool to watch them do it. It's always in conjunction with the Club dei Brutti Festival, which is the famous ugly club of Piobico, and they always crown the ugliest of Piobico during this festival. So it's a lot of fun. It's nice to see Piobico because Piobico's festivals are always hit and miss. They do an In Rock on May 1st, this rock festival, and it's always raining. What else do they do?
It almost rained, or it rained just before the Polenta Festival. Then the following week when they did it again, it rained.
So
they do these fall and spring fests, and it's just too pericoloso. It's too dangerous.
The Italians are not tough when it comes to the weather. So if there's a drop of rain, no one shows up. So it's a real risk for these tiny towns because they have to lay out all this money to set everything up. And if no one shows up, they are in big doo-doo. So they sell insurance to these tiny towns for weather insurance. So if it gets rained out, they can recoup the money that they spent on setting it up. So thank goodness this year the weather was great, and I've never seen it in 10 years this packed.
No, it was wonderful.
It was really, really nice.
This summer we also did something we had never done before, a staycation in Fano. We always talk about Fano, 45 minutes drive from the farmhouse. But my best friend was in town and her little family, and we thought it would be fun to do a beach night getaway. And it was a blast. Cheap hotel on the Adriatic, and just to be able to spend the whole day there at our buddy's beach club, Cala Bianca, and go walk around, take a nap. Get up, actually for us, the best part, which made it feel the most like a vacation, is we're up in early morning risers. To get up early and go walk Fano as like the street cleaners are just finishing up and
all
get
the
an
bars
early
are opening. Everyone's sweeping up. We never are in Fano for that time.
Exactly. And to not have had a 45-minute drive to get there, it was fantastic. It felt like we were just a million miles away. We should definitely do that again next summer.
Yeah, Fano's a sweet little town. What else went on this? Funny things that happened.
Oh my gosh.
My favorite news story of the, and this has happened before, so I can't believe I forgot it. I needed more pool supplies in the middle of the summer, like the second week of August. You would think not a big deal. There's pools all over the place, or you can go online. Well, you can't go online and order anything in August because all the delivery drivers for the courier services go on holiday, and your stuff doesn't get delivered. I was told a story a lot of podcasts back where I needed this part for my oven during August, so I went up to the distribution center and said, I need this package. And the lady takes me into the warehouse and points to a giant mound, incredible mound of packages, and said, this is Giuseppe's route. Go find your package. No one, when they go on vacation, the packages just pile up. No one is delivering them. So when Giuseppe gets back, he'll pick through his, he'll eat away at this big pile and get them all delivered. But, so you can't order anything in August. But there's a pool supply store right in Bologna, right before Fano. So when we were driving back through, we stopped to go get pH. That's what I need, pH. Well, get up to the thing and look. Oh, what does the sign on the door say? We are on vacation from August 7th. August 7th. This is a pool shop. August 7th to...
It was like the 27th.
To the end of August. This is not an uncommon thing. Now you say, what's the big deal? They went on vacation. They're only open 4 months a year. Their whole thing is to sell pool supplies. Pools generally are used in the summer. August 15th, the Ferragosto, is the culmination of summer where every pool in this whole area will be used, and God knows someone's going to need something. How do you close in August when you're a pool supply store?
It's amazing. It was just
amazing.
Oh my God, of course they're closed. Why wouldn't you take a vacation when you only have, oh my God.
So I call around to another couple. All the pool supply stores are closed. They go on vacation in August. Most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Why do we do this, guys?
We should get into the pool business.
We should just open a pool supply store in the month of August. Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh my God.
So that's my favorite one. That's you might not be impressed with that story. That's all right. I thought it was
just
absolutely
classic
hysterical.
life out here.
It is. It's classic. Keep it going.
Should we talk about the ospedale?
Yeah.
So, I had a little mini surgery this week, and this was going to be the first time that I had to go under the knife in Italy. I had a lymphoma on my chest, just a freaking fat polyp thing, like a fat's trying to escape my body in different ways, and so it was time to get it taken off, and appointment at 3:00. We had done it privately, but you're still doing it. So, meaning I had set up the appointment with the doctor personally, paid out of pocket, met with him a month or so before for a consultation. Then he told me he would let me know when the appointment would be. Great.
It's basically, it's not like you go to a private hospital or you have a private doctor that's not part of the health system. Basically, going private means you skip the line.
Exactly. And so big price tag on this one too. It was 130 euros.
So coming from an American perspective where that would be cheap with your insurance.
Oh my gosh. It's like, we'll do.
This is nothing. Yeah. Let's
go private.
Just, you don't have to wait 4 months. Great.
I get to pick the doctor, the whole
and the
thing.
Day.
And the day. Great. So it's 3:00 appointment. We've never done this before. Not exactly sure. Italian hospitals are notoriously difficult to navigate. And sometimes they have not weird, but rules where you have to go check in a different building. I don't even know. Each one seems to have a completely different protocol. So we got there early just to make sure. And, didn't need to check in anywhere else. Just go straight to the area that they tell me to and wait. So booking privately does not mean your appointment will be on time for sure. My appointment was at 3, like I said. I think they saw me at like 5:30. We unfortunately got there early at around 2 something. So just a nice long wait.
Okay, now Italian hospitals do not have all the, let's call it glitz and glamour of North American hospitals. It is fluorescent lights, white walls, cross over every door, and
silence.
Not a television, not a radio, not a nothing in sight.
There's a random vending machine. However, where they do show their glitz and glamour is in their marble window frames.
There's so much marble in this. Listen, we were sitting on a hard plastic chair for 6.5 hours. So your mind wanders. Yes, the walls are white. It's stark, but
no, it need to be painted.
The whole thing needed to be painted. But oh my God, look at all this white marble everywhere.
All the windows. It's like we could just rip out some of these windowsills and we could freaking do a whole other wing of this
anyway, no one cares about
I know.
Keep going.
So the doctors are great because they want to make you feel comfortable, especially being a foreigner and all of that too, I think. But I had a little, not freak out, but I got nervous because I was awake. That's the weirdest part. Do not suggest it. But it was just local anesthesia, but still, it's a weird sensation. And they went a little deeper at one point.
You'd really want to get knocked out and have to spend the night in the hospital?
No, I don't want
to.
But it's just weird. It's just weird.
I hear you, but I don't want to
Hearing,
get put
smelling.
It's much more dangerous to get put under than it is for what they did.
But I was just going to say that they, come by and touch your hair or stroke your face, or if you're starting to get nervous. I don't know. It's nice. You're a person. It's not just like, pump her up with more meds, or I don't know. It was just like, just relax. It's okay. They were like, tell us, what's your favorite meal Jason makes? And I was like, pasta. I don't know. Tagliatelle. Like, I just
do your thing.
Exactly. Oh, a side note that was a little bit of a funny thing was right before I go in for the surgery and I'm down in the operating room area. A bunch of the different doctors and nurses come over to double check and just have me confirm exactly the spot where the lymphoma is. Didn't seem to be strange to me. Make sure, left hand, don't cut off the right hand. So it's like, yeah, this is where it is. But the first one to come over was the doctor, and he had taken a marker and kind of just marked the spot. And then, yeah.
Just with a dot.
Just a little dot. And then I didn't see it. And then like 6 different people came over and checked on it and this and that. Didn't think anything of it. Right before, as I'm getting wheeled in, they're like, do you want to get the NEMA taken off? And I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, it's right above the lymphoma. And they keep asking about this. And they're like, I think it should go. And I was like, what? And the guy shows me his hand and a freckle. And I'm like thinking, I don't have a freckle on my chest there. This is so bizarre. And then there's a lot of buzz about this NEMA. And the doctor comes over and he goes, oh, nope, that was just my marker. Just my marker point. That's nothing. And I thought, oh my God, they thought I had a black freckle that looked like it needed to go. And
that doesn't look good. We should cut that out.
Exactly. Because I was like, it's all the same to me. If you think it needs to go, just go. And the doctor comes over and looks, oh, nope, that's just my marker. It was just like classic. I thought it was so funny. But come back, do the little recovery in the room, starving because you couldn't eat for the whole day. and they bring me some crackers or whatever. And Jason, it's like 8:00
After 8, babe.
And it's like, oh my God. So he goes over to the nurse's station, and I'm like the last one left now, and kind of in the little recovery area, or in my recovery room. And I hear him down at the nurse's station asking, my wife's very hungry. And they go, well, we can give her some more crackers. And he goes, no, very hungry. Can I go get her a pizza? And they reply, sure, you can bring her a little beer too. It was so funny. So he goes and gets me some pizza, brings it back. It's like 4 big slices on a little paper platter, laying on my back, and it's on my stomach. Jason goes to run to the bathroom or do something, and the nurse checks in on me, and I felt like such a fatty.
Just a belly full of pizza.
It looks like I'm eating a whole pizza to myself and by myself. And it was just like, hey, how you doing? I was trying not to get the pizza and the sausage on my outfit thing. My
outfit? You mean the disposable?
Yeah, my little disposable outfit. Which, by the way, okay, that's another thing. We found there's like total. We didn't realize there was added protocol to going to the hospital that was unrelated to your check-in, meaning people bring like suitcases of clothes, and
there were these
watched this.
I watched these 2 older ladies because we're all in the day surgery wing, so no one's like, everyone has little things. No one's like
it's a lot of biopsies.
Yeah,
actually.
It's not a lot of sick. Like no one's sick. It's one guy had like arthroscopic knee surgery. Ashley's getting her fats escaping from her chest. Another couple of ladies had biopsies. So the mood is not like.
It's pretty light.
Yeah, it's a lighter mood. So you get to talk to a few people, and
especially Italians want to know everything.
They want to. Yeah, you have to declare everything that's going on. Why are you here? We need to know.
Did you hear what's happening in 3B?
Totally. Anyway, there was these 2 older ladies, and they were like the put together grandmas that looked just cute, and like they brought different outfits for different stages of the experience. So they came in looking like, normal Italian grandma when we were in the waiting area where it's, before they kind of get you in, give you the wristband and all that. Then once they got into the first phase, if you will, where you get your wristband and they ask you to change into the little, smocky, whatever. So the ladies changed, but they had scarves and little hats and slippers to match the same color as the smock thing, which was great.
One of them had a slip to wear underneath it, so
Did she? Okay. Then I saw them again after they come out of surgery, and they're wearing or after their little procedure thing. They're walking around because everyone's kind of just walking around. It's weird. There's rooms. Weird. Everyone has a bed in a room, but everyone's just kind of walking around. Change the shoes, change the slippers. Heavier little grandma sweater and different scarf. Mm-hmm. Everything matched the light blue of the original, the little smock thing they give you. And then when she was leaving, she had a different outfit because we were all there in the afternoon when it was a warm day. She has a totally different outfit to wear
home. Well, of course.
I thought, oh my God, this woman brought a whole, she sat there and planned it out. This is what I'm wearing. This is going to go. I know the colors. I know the color we're going to be wearing, and I'm going to look great. She did. She looked great the whole time.
The woman I was sharing a room with, too. She had some great pajama set and a really cozy sweater. And then her daughter came, and it was time for her to go and change the whole outfit up. And I was like, what the? Oh, my God.
So you can see there's not a lot going on in the hospital because
we're talking about the old ladies' outfits.
About the old ladies' outfits, but it was noticeable that everyone had a suitcase and we just kind of showed up.
Well, it also was noticeable after being in the States, dealing with hospital things with families in the past, just that hospitals, we've talked about this slightly in America, at least the ones I've been to in Seattle, felt a little more like let's not call it a hotel, but there's a lot of services. There's a lot of glitz, like Jason was saying, televisions, heat, or, you have your own room for the most part.
Yeah, single rooms.
These were three beds to a room. You have a locker in your room if you want. And
it was a place where you heal. Like it wasn't. You're not there.
You're not meant to hang out. Yeah,
yeah. It's not supposed to be like home. You're here to get something done. And it shouldn't be comfortable. Like it was comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just enough.
Yeah.
But it was. I have to say, it was a great experience. The doctor was excellent. The nurses were wonderful. Jason,
he looked the part too.
oh my God. He
Dr.
totally,
Fares.
just like the salt and pepper, full thick head of hair, tan.
They wear hot pink scrubs. Like all the surgeons were hot pink, and they have their clogs to match. They look good. All the surgeons look good.
They did. It was good. And then a couple days afterwards, they called to make sure everything was healing. I said, thank you for the courtesy call. That's so nice. And she said, Tanti auguri, many wishes. We want to make sure you're not vomiting. And I'll head back in a couple more days, and they'll take out the stitches or just give me my last check, and we'll be good.
Yep. So all in all, a good experience.
Yeah.
Not efficient.
No, but people just get so nervous, and it's out of your hands for a lot of this stuff. And I don't know, I feel like they tell you everything that they're doing and keep you might have to wait, but once they're seeing you, that's for sure.
Yeah. Dr. Fares.
Fares, yes.
Oh, he's very good.
He is very good. Unfortunately, though, because I had the surgery, I missed on Friday. There was a big event in La Marche that we were invited to because we were awarded or recognized, I don't know what you call it, by the region and the Cultural and Tourism Department, the number 2 agriturismo in the entire region for social media, which that was a big little thing I felt pretty proud about. But unfortunately, I didn't feel like driving an hour and a half each way, sitting for probably 4 hours.
Oh,
or
not
more.
probably. The email
the
said
program was 4 hours.
it starts at 3 and ends at 7.
Oh my
4
God.
hours.
Oh my God. So, it's going to have to start with a history of social media. So, missed that, but we'll be getting our recognition certificate in the mail soon, she said, which should be fun to see, our parchment, our scroll. But yeah, it's been busy. We're fully booked for fall. And so between surgeries and
Wood
and tomatoes, still there's a lot going on, and the guests.
And coming up starting this weekend starts the Truffle Festival.
Yep.
So it kicks off in Apecchio with the Truffle and Beer Festival, which they always do a great job. Then it goes over to Sant'Angelo in Vado for the Moto Raduno. They do a Truffle Festival and a motorcycle rally, and think Ducatis and Moto Guzzis, not Harleys, that kind of moto rally. And then it finishes off at the end of the month in Aquilania for the kind of the biggest one of our little area with the National Festival of White Truffles in Aquilania.
It should be a big difference because last year the talk was very nervous that there might be bringing in truffles from somewhere else.
There was
I was trying to be nice. And thankfully this year, yes, like I said, forecast has truffles. So there is a lot of talk.
There is a lot of talk. It brings a lot of economy to this little area, so hopefully there will be some. We will see.
Well, and if this weather stays nice and mild, at least for some of the festivals, it makes it also so much more enjoyable, and you get all the locals coming out.
I hope there's truffles because we have a big truffle package at the end of the month, and we have to gamble that there's going to be because they're all. What I mean, there's going to be meaning. I can leave a note on one of the guys in my driveway saying, "Hey, I want to buy truffles." And it's a lot easier. There'll always be...
He's pointing at our driveway right now because we can see it out of our window, and there's a handful of cars, mushroom hunters right now.
So, for instance, last year, those guys didn't have anything, or what they had was very expensive.
And because last year was so dry, so it was also the ones that were found were good. They were pungent, but they were like very compacted.
Yes,
they weren't the right
small.
Yep, and very small. So it was just not a good year.
So what happens is the price just goes insane. Last year it was 5,500 euros a kilo. That is expensive. So if you want to do a truffle dinner, I need like 50 to 70 grams per person. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money. We're talking hundreds of euros per person. So we have bet that they're not going to be that price, and hopefully they will not be.
No, it'll be fun. It'll be good. And what else is going on? October 2020 next year, guys, is already crazily starting to fill up. If you're thinking about taking over the farmhouse for a big event, birthday, just family reunion, or just with another couple friends, shoot me an email or check out the website and let's start planning those dates, because those weeks are starting to fill up. And then check out the calendar as well, because we have most of our cooking workshops on there, and we'd love to have you come out. It's crazy that we're in September. This year's not done, but sold out, and next year is looking to get that way soon. So www.latavolamarque.com. And really quick too, before we start wrapping things up, I have to give a huge shout out to you guys, our listeners who are our guests. You guys are awesome. The guests who come out here who listen to the podcast are our favorite, and we've had a ton this summer. And I just want to say thank you for not only sticking with us through the podcast through all these years, going back and listening to old ones, but making the trek out and coming to see us. It's been really fun meeting you guys.
I can't believe you listen. Don't you have anything better to do with your time? Nothing?
Sometimes we've had it this summer. We had a couple guests back to back who were big fans, and it was funny. And they said, we just kind of feel weird. We listen to you guys all the time, so we feel like we know you so well, and it's a little embarrassing and all of this. And I said, no worries. I said, and I'm guessing this family is going to be listening to this. I said, but probably the hardest one, not weirdest, but just I don't know how to say, have a response to it, was when we had a guest tell us that they were big podcast fans and that their daughter was delivered while they were listening to our podcast. And I thought, oh my God, that's terrifying. Wasn't quite sure how to respond to that one. But I just want to say thanks so much. You guys are awesome.
All right, let's wrap it up. Bring it home.
All right. Well, I don't know when we'll be back again.
No, it's easier this time.
It is. So hopefully we'll try to do it in another 2 weeks or so.
No guarantees. If we don't make a promise, then we won't break the promise. We'll just do it.
Until next time, alla prossima. You can find us at La Tavola Marche, LATAVOLAMARCHE.com for the website, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Number 2, social in La Marche. So you know where to find us. Social. Shoot us an email at info@latavolamarche. Send us your questions. Oh, and for those who've asked, we'll see. Next year, first week of May, we are doing a Move to Italy consulting workshop for all of those who have just gotten back from their trip to Italy and are so eager to start.
I just want to move there.
Yes. So check it out.
Thank you so much for downloading and listening, and enjoy the beginning of autumn. We'll talk to you next time.
Ciao, ciao.
Sentire Media.
Hey, podcast producers and show hosts. Do you want to join a podcast network that celebrates all things Italian? At Sentire Media, we understand the allure of Italy and its unique culture. Our devoted team of hosts and producers are all driven by their shared passion for Italy. And we work tirelessly to create the best lifestyle podcasts and content that will whisk you away to the very heart of Italy. With us, you can savor the mouth-watering flavors, get lost in the stories from the past, break down the cultural barriers, and truly immerse yourself in the vibrant traditions of this intoxicating country. If you have a great podcast idea or are already in production and would like to join Sentire Media, head over to sentiremedia.com, that's SENTIRE media.com, and find out how to submit your show.